there is a temple in Kagawa Prefecture's 2nd district called Koto-in. At Koto-in, a woman named Kanenui offers lodging at an old inn. Currently, it is my mother who provides the lodging. I am Yui Sakurai, a first-year high school student. To take over the family business, I need to shave my head and start training. Speaking of being a first-year high school student, I think it's about dressing up, having a boyfriend, and enjoying a sparkling high school girl life. But if I shave my hair and end up with a bald head, there's no way I can become a doctor. That's why I decided not to become a monk. But the person I like, Kota Tanaka, apparently likes girls from POWs. But I only heard it as a rumor, so it might not be true. So now, after school, I am alone with him in an empty classroom to confirm it. What do you think? How do I bring it up? As I was thinking that, Tanaka-kun started the conversation. Hey, Sakurai-san. There's something I want to ask you too. Is it okay if I go first? Sakurai-san, well, it's a bit sudden to bring this up. But your family runs a temple, right? Our family runs a temple called Koto-in, right? I heard from Suzuki. So, are you going to inherit the temple, Sakurai-san? Honestly, I'm not sure. Because to take over the temple, I have to shave this hair off, she said while touching her long black hair that reached down to her waist. Sakurai-san, since you're riding with Kaoto, it might suit you to have a posh look, Tanaka-kun said with a straightforward expression. Yeah, honestly, I was a little happy. But if a shaven-headed woman and a long-haired woman confess their feelings, you would choose the long-haired one, right? It depends on the person. I like to say that, but it's about having the same conditions, right? In that case, after all, it would probably be the woman with the shaved head.
Huh?
I was so surprised that I let out a weird noise. But I quickly calmed down and asked for more details. Because I like women with shaved heads. I prefer short hair over long, shaved over short, and shaved head over shaved. People often say that's unusual, but isn't it normal? I think so. That's why I was curious to see Sakurai-san's Hojo head and asked, huh? A strange voice came out again. I can't hide my surprise, or rather, I'm so confused by how nonsensical this is. Not just that having a shaved head is okay, but he actually prefers it, right? Does that mean that it's actually better to go with a shaved head to make him happy? Huh? What's that? What was I hesitating about, Huzu? Yes, I have to try the Huzu hairstyle. I definitely want Tanaka to touch my Huzu hair. Oh, I see. Next month I have an awareness of Shusuke, but I've been hesitating about doing Shusuke for a long time. But if Tanaka-kun likes women with Hosu hair, I thought maybe I could try Hosu. Tanaka-kun smiled and said, I want to see that ceremony too. I'm just going to get a Hoju cut. I want to see it. Tanaka-kun nodded. And I decided to shave my head, perform the Shugyo ceremony, and live as a monk. During the imperial succession ceremony, a large number of nuns sit chanting sutras. I also sit in seiza, close my eyes, and wait with my hands in gasho for the ceremony to begin. When conducting the Teihart ceremony, men are usually prohibited. But this time, Tanaka-kun was granted special permission to observe. Amid the moms, Tanaka-kun is there, eagerly anticipating my head shaving while joining his hands in prayer. I feel a bit embarrassed. It felt like revealing an embarrassing part of myself that I don't usually show to others, akin to the embarrassment of having a boy look under my skirt. It might be a bit pretentious, but I'm glad my first time is with Katanaka. As I was thinking about that, my mother, who is an AMA diver, approached holding a pair of large silver scissors, perhaps to prepare for the shaving ceremony. Well then, let's begin. When I saw my mother say that, she reached out to my long hair, grabbed it, and gave it a slight pull. Slowly closed the scissors near the roots. Even amidst the sound of cheering, the distinct sound of hair being cut stood out. It was a completely different sound from when hair is usually cut at a salon. And since it was a large bundle of hair being cut at once, I immediately realized it was the rueda. The unfamiliar sound of cutting hair unsettled me a bit. But I was quickly distracted by something else. The moment I thought that my hair was cut from the roots, there was no turning back. It suddenly felt real that I'm becoming an amateur. I had always denied becoming a nun for reasons like wanting to be fashionable or live an ordinary life. But once this ceremony is over, there will be no turning back. I thought I understood this in my head, but now I realize it was a heavier decision than I anticipated. Amidst distracting thoughts unnecessarily occupying my mind, my mother, no, the priest, is continuing to cut my hair off with scissors. Gently grasped the hair and then slowly closed the scissors. The repetition. The hair is gradually being cut and put into the wooden box. Since I can't see the mirror, I wonder what hairstyle I have now. I wonder what Tanaka-kun is thinking when he sees me with my messy hair. Every time I hear the sound of my hair being cut, such distracting thoughts fade away. My head is starting to feel quite breezy, making me feel I'm getting closer to a polished head. There was a sound of scissors being placed into a wooden box in the critical care area. There was a brief silence, and I unconsciously tried to move my head, but held back. Then, I sensed some light coming from the direction of the wooden box earlier. This is probably a razor. Having picked up the razor means that even if it hasn't reached a completely shaved head, it's likely a very short haircut, the so-called shaved style. I felt the sensation of a razor shaving from the center of my forehead. I can see from the auto that they are carefully shaving my bangs with a razor. Little by little, the hair is shaved off. I've had my hair cut with scissors, but I've never had it done with a razor, so it was a new sensation. However, the scratching sound must definitely be from shaving with a razor. Until the precious part, I felt a bit embarrassed. But having my hair shaved, I got used to it. And the rasping sound from the razor started feeling pleasant. The bangs are probably finished being shaved, and it seems to be moving further back. From the center, straight up, and then again straight up from the forehead, gradually shifting position and being shaved thoroughly. I heard the voice of the head priest telling me to open my eyes, so I opened them. I know I now have a shaved head, but it doesn't quite feel real until I see it in the mirror. Since I'm in a prayer position, I can't touch my hair, or rather, my head. But I do feel a coolness on my head secretly. And with the ceremony finished, Tanaka-kun approached. Sakurai, it suits you, that knife head. When I made a puzzled face, Tanaka-kun said, "Oh, right. Sakurai, you haven't seen your knife head yet. Here, this." With that, Tanaka-kun handed me a small mirror. Reflected in it was a young woman with a completely shaved head. For a moment, I wondered who it was. But as I ran my hand over my head, feeling the absence of hair and the slightly bristly texture, I quickly acknowledged that the uniquely smooth, bald head was my own. I'm embarrassed, but Tanaka-kun likes women with this kind of hairstyle. You like it, right? Oh, it's really cute. Sorry, I just have a weakness for women with hairstyles like that. I'm gross, right? But I think it's really great. Thank you, I'm happy. By the way, Sakurai, what were you trying to say the other day? I stared at myself in the mirror. With my smooth head, I found the courage to rise up. Now I can say it. Tanaka-kun, I like you, because I was so excited when I got my head shaved. I ended up blurting out my true feelings. I had heard he liked women with shaved heads, but he never said he liked me with a shaved head, so I'm embarrassed. What should I do? At times like this, I can't hide my face with my hair. However, Tanaka-kun smiled slowly and said, I also like you, Sakurai-san. This is how we started dating, and now Kotaru-kun shaves my grown hair beautifully every month.